Okay, so I think I'm live, right? Okay, Radhe everyone. So how was today's Codeforces contest? Uh-huh. How do I check the health of my live stream? Before checking the health of my live stream, I can share my live stream on Discord. Okay, just a minute. I'll start with the discussion. First, let me share the live stream on Discord. Alright, everyone, join me, Sap, quickly. Okay. Um, so like okay, someone else is also watching this. So whoever is watching this, just tell me how many questions have you done. Okay. Whoever else is watching this, tell me how many questions have you done. So that we can move on to. I think I used the wrong shortcut. No, it was the right shortcut. Okay. I don't think this is worth refreshing because um, my rank will go much down. Okay, we can refresh this. Codeforces round is finished. Great. See, you can see that the last question is the red, but don't worry, I will explain that also because I was just a little bit. I missed it. Okay, I just missed it by a little. So first of all, let's start with today's problem number one. Okay. Olympiad date. Oh, okay, I forgot to open X calendar. Two. Okay, okay, okay. Great, great, great. Two is a good number. The final of the first Olympiad by IT campus Nemark is scheduled for March 1, 2025. And Nameless in turn was tasked with forming the date of the Olympiad using digits 01032025. And he will they took a large bag of digits and began drawing them one by one. He totally drew n digits. The A of I digit was drawn in the I turn. You suspect that the intern did extra work. Determine on which step the intern could have assembled the digits to form the date, or report that it is impossible for him to do it. Okay. So basically, it is given. So first off, let me copy the date that is given. Okay. There was a bug on my screen. There was a bug on my laptop screen. Let me show you guys. So you guys won't be able to. Okay, so see, okay, I am doing MCA from VID company. Going to start come from ST role Ashton. Uh, just focus on the DSA, man. More than enough. DSA for Ashton is more than enough, I guess. Okay, Shubham. Now see, what they are telling us is that you have one, two, three zeros. Okay, you have got 1, 1, and I'll use different colors for every one of them. You've got two twos, 1, 3, and 1, 5, right? Now that since you know that the how many number of zeros, ones, twos, and fives that you need, Now you know that you are going to get the numbers in a pattern of 0 to 9. So just go on counting the numbers. Okay, over here I have got only 1, 2. In this I have got 1, 2 and 1, 0. In this 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1. Two twos, 1, 0, 1, 1. 1, 3. So like this, at any position, if you find that this condition is getting satisfied, or this is getting satisfied and more than this is getting satisfied, so you know that that is the first condition that we can print. If you want the code, I'll show you the code. uh, I don't know, I think I have done a little bit of lot of problems. So does code force matter? I'm doing only lead code, I'm not performing. See, code forces is only for CP. Okay, code forces is only for CP. Why can't I find it, man? Olympiad Date. Yeah, now I got it. Wait, 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 wait. Okay, I think this is good enough. Okay, the size I meant. Now see what I'm doing. I know that this is the date, so I need three zeros, one one, two twos, I 1 3 and 1 5. Okay, so I'm taking an array and I'm taking the input of them, and one by one I'm putting that in the frequency array. The frequency array is consisting the frequency of all the digits. The moment I find that there are at least three zeros, at least one one, at least two twos, at least one three, and at least one five, answer is equal to I plus one break. I plus one, why? Because it is one based indexing. I mean, it is zero based indexing, but I have to convert it into one based index. Okay, and yeah, answer is equal to zero initially. Okay, it is lagging. Just a minute, I'll fix it. Okay, it's 800 kbps. Why is it lagging? Just a minute, huh? I need to fix this. It's 709 kbps. That is too bad, man. Almost 86% of the frame is dropping. Just a minute, hold. Oopla. Okay. So can someone confirm me now? Am I perfectly audible and visible or not? No, 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 no. Why is it lagging, man? Okay. So can someone confirm me now? Am I perfectly audible and visible or not? I get it, I get it. There is still a lag. You guys have to wait a little bit, okay? I'll fix it. And there's a lag of this also, like the chat over here also. I try to check with Ookla. I think I go with speed test. I mean, not speed test. I don't remember the website. I don't remember. Yeah, yeah. हाँ भाई समझ अरे भाई ऐसा तो होना नहीं चाहिए यार. What might be the issue, dude? That's 10 fun rainy day activities in the city. Where's that? List the places mentioned in this video. See if it doesn't know. अभी सही है. अभी सही नहीं है भाई. वो पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है इसको. कुछ तो इशू हो रहा है भाई इसका. नेट का स्पीड भी कम दिखा रहा है भाई. रुको तो एक सेकंड. कुछ इंटरफेयर आई थिंक लाइट की वजह से क्या कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था. बहुत ही अनस्टेबल है भाई. बहुत ही अनस्टेबल. आई थिंक आई हैव टू स्टॉप द लाइव स्ट्रीम. जस्ट अ मिनट. आई थिंक आई नीड टू स्टॉप द लाइव स्ट्रीम. अभी आई थिंक इट विल बी ओके. But the thing is that I am using my mobile internet. But the thing is that I am using my. भाई हुआ तो बहुत कुछ है. Today I am having some issue with the internet, man. It is fluctuating a lot. Can you see this, guys? This 89 and then suddenly 3000. So basically, I stream at 3000 kbps. Okay. Okay, so someone just tell me if now it is okay or not. Okay, because I've tried fixing it and it is giving me a green signal proper. A little bit of lagging may be there, but I've tried to fix as much as possible. Okay, so I need someone to just tell me if I'm audible or not properly, or rather, I'll do one thing. I'll just check it by myself. You know? It is a little bit unstable. I think there's some issue with my broadband. Okay, the issue is with my broadband only. Like not blaming anything else. But I think it will be audible and visible also, right? And it's not lagging that much, right? It shouldn't lag that much. Well, it's a proper green. Okay, it's a proper green. Well. Sorry guys for the inconvenience. Okay, so I just explained the first question. I won't get into that again because I think that was pretty basic question. Okay, so let's move on to the next problem. Oh, I forgot to pin this. Well, oh, this is G. Sorry. Uh, Status problem B. Yeah, team training. Okay, there are training sessions in computer programming, both individual and team based. Team based. Just a minute. I'll just put off the light. Okay, because it's too warm, man. Okay, just I think I would be visible even after putting off the light. Okay. So the coach considers a team strong if its strength is at least X. The strength of a team is calculated as the number of team members multiplied by the minimum skill among the team members. Okay. For example, if a team consists of 4 members with skills 5, 3, 6, 8, it is going to be 4 into 3. That is the minimum. Okay. You're given some number of people, and what you have to do is now I am having a kind of thing that I will need to check time by time whether it's proper or not. Okay, it has started lagging again. Dude, I'll just if I'm audible, I'll solve 4 questions. Yeah, it is division 3 now. I think it would be a lot of easier than the other ones. Hmm. So what? I'll just go with the explanation what you have to do. Okay. I won't uh, bit around the bush. Okay. So you have an array, and what you have to do is first of all you have to sort the elements. Okay. Now since you know that you have to make the teams in such a order that the maximum elements, they if you are making a team of one by the maximum element, then that is a very well and good thing, right? It is a very good thing if you can. So till the moment that you can make them, try making, yeah, okay, okay, try making them singly. Okay, try making team of one player. The moment you find that you can't make a team of one player anymore, so find that how many players do you need to include in that. Do you need to include these 2 players, or these 3 players, or these 4 players? Okay, 4 players done, well and good enough. Let's go on to the next one. Okay. I want to go through the code. I'll walk you through the code, what I have done. The code is very simple. I'm sorting it out. Then I'm making a counter c is equal to 1. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to check for every, now c is equal to 1, which means that AR of I into c is going to be basically nothing but AR of I. Okay. Now if it is greater than equal to x, it means that yeah, I can go for answer plus plus. And c is equal to 1. Okay. Sort and query, exactly. Else c plus plus. Simple. Okay. Let's go to the next problem. Combination lock. Okay. What does it say is you have to make a permutation. I won't get into the question much. C tells you that you have to make a permutation such that on every circular shift, only one part of the permutation will be properly placed. Okay, what do I mean by properly placed? It means that 1 is in the first position, 2 is in the second position, 3 is in the third position, and so on. Okay, but only one of them will be placed properly in the first operation. Okay, then the moment we have a circular shift, now some other thing will have a proper position. Then again we have a circular shift, some other thing will have a proper position. Okay, but not more than one should have a proper position. So we have to find that, and if it is not possible, then you can return -1, I guess. Okay, so it is also very simple. What you can do is initially you can keep the one at proper position. Let's say I'll take the example only. Let's say take this example of 5. Okay, now what I can do is in the first position I'm going to keep the 1. Okay, now in the second position it should be 2, but I will keep the 2 in the picking non-adjacent examples had everything. Picking non-adjacent examples had everything. Yeah, examples had everything. Right. Now what I will do is instead of putting the 2 over here, I'll put it 1 after that, so that the moment I have a left shift on it, the 2 will be in proper place, right? Now that I have 3, so 3 would have been over here, but I will shift it 2 places. Okay, so I will put the 3 over here, right? Now see one thing. This one. Is it properly placed? Just a minute. It should be 4, 1, 3, 5, 2. I'll check what my output is. Okay. Let me check the quality. Okay. Not good, not bad. Okay. Okay. So what I did a mistake, that is there won't be, there is only 5 parts, right? There is only 5 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, that's a mistake. So what I'll do is I'll put the 3 over here. Okay. So that after 2 steps, the 3 comes to its proper position. Now the 4 should come to its proper position after 3 steps, right? That is over here. So I have to move it 3 positions towards the right. That is 1, 2, 3. Okay. The 5 has to be over here, but it should be moved 4 positions. That is, I use a different color. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it becomes 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, which is a valid condition, right? But if at any position you felt that this 5, let's say, instead of coming over here, that was an empty blank, what if it coincided at this place where there is a 2? So in that case, it will be a -1. Okay, let's go through the code quickly. I'm making all of them -1, and I'm going to make it I plus c mod n. Why do I make it mod n? So that there is no overflow. Okay, the moment you saw that, the moment I was getting outside of the bound, I started going from the beginning. Okay, so that's the reason I'm making it mod n and I plus c, that is to find what should be the position of it, and then I'm putting the value over here, and I'm making C++. And if I find that it is not equal to -1, that means it has been already filled earlier. So in that case, I have to say that, okay, sorry, bro, I can't do it. It's a no from my side. Okay, clear? It's a -1. Well, let's move on to the next problem. B. Place of Olympiad. Place of Olympiad. Okay. So this was you are given a grid of n into m, and you have to place k elements in that grid. Okay. So this is a 3 into 4 element, 3 into 4 grid, where you have to put 7 participants. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you know one thing, that anything that is consecutive like this 3 or this 2, this is a bench. Okay, and a bench has a size. That is, this bench is having a size of 3. This has a size of 2. This has a size of 1. This has a size of 1. Now we have to make the size of the bench as small as possible, such that the maximum size the maximum size of any bench. D was simple maths. This is D, right? Yeah. The maximum size of any bench, okay, it is minimized. So what can we do? Okay, so first thing that should come to your mind is that since I have to minimize this, so first of all I have to minimize the number of participants in a specific row, right? If I want to minimize the length of the table or length of the bench in a specific row, I have to minimize the number of participants. Now, if I want to minimize the number of participants, it's the best approach. Divide the participants equally throughout all the rows. Okay? Well and good enough, I can divide 7 across 3. So it will be 2, 2, 2, right? And one participant will be remaining. So we can keep it over here. We are okay with it. Now that we are done with it, okay, so now we know what should be the calculation of the maximum number of participants in a row. In this case, it will be 3, right? Now the thing is that since you know that it is a 3, now this can be like, instead of having this as this 3, we could have had it like this 2 and 1, right? So first of all, we have to find out how many empty spaces will be left. Okay, see, my solution submission 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll check it out. Okay, I'll check it out. See, so the thing is that first of all you found that what is the maximum number of elements in every row. Okay, and if it is not divisible, then there will be one extra in the maximum row. Okay, so I'm going to take the maximum row. The other ones I can simply cut off. I don't need them. Okay, how do I find it out? What is the number of elements? It is nothing but k by the number of rows. What was the number of rows? I think it was n, right? Yeah, it was n. So k by n. Now it may happen that k is not completely divisible by n. So in that case it will be plus 1. Okay. Now that you know this, now you know that there are m number of columns in a specific row. So if you, from m, if you subtract this whole thing, so you get the number of blank spaces. Now there is a very important thing, okay, very interesting thing. So let's say you're having, I'm making it dark just for you to understand, okay. Let's say you're having the seats like this, okay. Now if you have one blank space, yeah, I think you also, if I have one blank space, so I can divide it into two parts. Sorry, I can divide it into, I'll use a different color. I can divide it into two parts, okay. If I'm having two blank spaces, I can divide it into three parts. Three blank spaces, I can divide it into four parts. Okay, so it is very much clear that after that we have got this formula. Now depending on the number of blank spaces, we know how many parts it will be divided into. Now that you know how many parts it is going to be divided into, this value is the value that is going to be divided. So you're going to divide that into that number of parts. Okay, and whatever is the maximum, just print it. So I'll just show you what the code looks like. Very simple code. Okay, it is if k mod n, k is equal to k plus k by n plus 1, otherwise k by n. Okay, so what I mean by that is that I'm getting the SNT. SNT is nothing but like the number of blank spaces. Okay, I had a like I was thinking of an acronym with SNT. I can't remember now. It was empty spaces only, something related to that. Okay, okay, I get it. Like I think you guys have done it in much smaller quantities. I mean, smaller LOC lines of code, right? You did it using binary search. Okay, we'll need to. I'll need to understand that. So now that you have this, now if SNT, which means that if it is not equal to 0, obviously it will be always be not equal to 0 because it is m minus k plus 1. It will be always be not equal to 0. But I did this in case there is some edge case and you never know. Like it's better to have a edge case already sorted out. Okay, because you know that if all of them are occupied, okay, I'll use a different color so that you guys can see me at least. So what do I mean is that if all of them are occupied, okay, if all the elements are occupied, so what should be the max? What should be the length of the bench? It will be m. That is the length of the number of columns, the length of the row. Okay, so that is the reason I have had this m. Okay, in case there is something like if it is equal to 0, because if it is equal to 0, I can't divide it by this. Okay, so I am doing the same thing. First of all, I go with k is equal to k by n. Hey, yeah, explain how everyone did in binary search. I did with normal logic. Even I did with normal logic. I'll have to check Mohit's code actually. But I think like since my internet connection is not that stable, so let's put that at a later point, okay? If it is more stable. So first of all, I'll explain the solutions quickly because I'll have to explain till f. Okay. So E, interesting ratio. I don't know how many of you have done. I hope this is a good question and my internet should be stable. It is not, but yeah, okay. It is not obviously. So it is given that there is a formula that is f of a comma b is equal to LCM of a comma b by GCD of a comma b. Okay. Now what you have to find is you have to find the number of pairs of a comma b such that this is there, that is a and b is lies in the range of 1 to n, such that this f of a comma b is a prime number. Okay, so first of all let's copy this. Right, this is f of a comma b, and I know that a is lesser than b. A is lesser than b. So the fact that a is lesser than b, did using the hint you said. Oh, okay, okay, okay. This one. Great, 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 great. So now see, one thing that you have to get from this is that since this is a prime number, okay, since that this is a prime number, it means that LCM and GCD. So let me first of all tell you one thing, that the form. Do you know what this formula should be? Do you know that LCM into GCD is equal to A into B? It was given, I think, right? Yeah, LCM into GCD is equal to A into B. So LCM can be written as A into B by GCD of A comma B. right? This can be written as, this whole thing can be written as A B by GCD whole squared. Okay, right? Now you can write it as A by GCD plus, not plus, into B by GCD, right? Now see one thing. You know that GCD divides A, GCD divides B. So if both of them are not 1, then it is never a prime number. Okay, because prime number has only its divisors as 1 and itself. So at least any one of them has to be a 1 and the other number is the n. Okay, so you have to have either this as 1 or this as 1. Now that you know that A is lesser than B, so obviously if B by G is 1, so A by G will be lesser than 1, right? Using this formula, I'm not getting into the maths, so it is better to say that this is equal to 1 and this is a prime number. So what you have to do is basically nothing but you have to make, now since this is equal to this, which means that G is equal to A. So what is this value? It is B by A, right? This LCM by GCD, it is nothing but B by A. And you have to make this a prime number. Now I don't know how many of you have heard about this of B by A is equal to a prime number, something like that or not. See, you have to make this a prime number, which means that you don't need to have all the pairs calculated, right? You don't need them, you need all of them. Since you got the pattern already. Now what you can do is, you can find out that for a specific value of A, how many values of B may exist, or you may have the reverse thing. That is, for a specific value of B, how many A's will exist? So if you can have any one of them, you will get the answer. Okay. So for what I'll do is, I'll first have you a look through the code. See, first of all, I have done the sieve of Eratosthenes. If you don't know, I won't be explaining it to you because it's a very basic thing. I mean, it's not a very basic thing, but you will get it online, okay, the explanation of it. So I won't be explaining it to you. Sieve of Eratosthenes, you find out, and you will find out all the prime numbers, okay, all the prime numbers from 1 to 10 to the power 7, because it was given that all the numbers are from 1 to 10 to the power 7, I guess. N is from 1 to 10 to the power 7. Oh, this is N, sorry. Okay, 10 to the power 7. So you can have the is prime for all of them and make it false, false, false. That is what the sieve of Eratosthenes works. This is a code for the sieve of Eratosthenes. I have added just a little bit extra to it. That is, I am finding out all the prime numbers and I am pushing them. Okay, in the prime numbers. Now what I do is, as I was telling, that either you keep the B fixed or the A fixed. Now I know that if I have all the prime numbers, which means that I can keep any one of them fixed. So why not I keep the prime numbers fixed and I find out how many elements can be there for a specific A or for a specific B. Okay, that is the number of prime numbers. Let's say there is a prime number. Let's say A by B is a prime number. Okay, let's say B by A is a prime number. Now if I know the prime number, I can find out how many B and A pairs will be there. Okay, so for all the prime numbers that is well within my range, I find out how many pairs are there by N by P and I get the answer. Okay, is it clear? Let's move on to F. Igor and Mountain. Try to understand it from the diagram itself. Okay. See, you're having 3 comma 4, that is the grid. There, it has told a lot of things. Apart from that, it is telling that it is a mountain, it is a blah 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 blah. You don't have to worry much about it. Just think of it as a grid. X means that you can put your feet on that. Hash means that you can't. Okay, simple. Now you have to find out how many ways are there to climb it. I mean, to get from the bottom to the up, uh, considering the fact that in one step you can have d distance covered. Okay, so over here you can see that it is having d distance covered, because this, from this green point, someone could have gone to this point or this point. So if he goes from this point to this point, it will take him 2 steps. If he goes from this point to this point, it will take him root 2 steps. The distance, it should be root 2, right? But he can take maximum 1. Okay, so you have to find out how many possible cases are there. Now, one thing that is very much clear from here, that is, this is a DP sum. I mean DP problem, right? So first of all, let's do one thing. I don't know how to find out the submissions. Yeah, I found out my submissions. I'll first show you the TLE submission. Okay, over here, yeah. See what I've done in this. I'm having a DP. I'm having the array. This is the input thing. Okay, this array is the input thing. Now what I'm doing is I'm storing the array from the bottom to the up, because I know that I have to climb from the bottom to the up, not from the up to the down. That's the reason I'm doing it. Okay, nothing else. This BRR is nothing but, think of it as a extra space. Okay, so that I will be doing some calculations which I don't want to mess up. So that's the reason I'm taking a different array for it. Now what I'm doing is, for the first level, the moment I find there is a x, I can say that I have to, there is only one way to get to it. Okay, if you want to get to that position, there is only one way. Now comes the main part. For all the remaining parts, what you have to do is nothing but, if I is not equal to 0, which means that if there is a one step, you have got at least one step up. Okay, so in that case, you can have a distance of, let's say, just think of it like this. Okay, okay, I forgot to mention one thing. It was given that at one specific row you can take at most 2 positions, and in the upper row, like it is always necessary that you have to take a position in the upper row. Okay, at all the rows has to be taken, so that was also a condition. I forgot that. So now let's say I am at this position and I can have a distance of 2 covered, which means that if I am at this position, from this position I can come up to this position, or even if I am at this position I can come up to this position, or even if I'm at this position I can come up to this position. So you have to find out all of these, because this and this is having a distance of root 2, right? But any idea what should be this distance? It is 2 squared plus 1, that is root 5. It is exceeding 2. Why? Because you are not only going 2, but you are getting more than that. So if the maximum distance that you can travel is 2, so you won't be able to do this. This is a cancelled, like you won't be able to move from here to here. Okay, maximum you can move from this 2, just subtract 1 from it, that is 1 step over here and 1 step over here. Now let's say this 2 was not there, instead of this it was a 3. So you could have moved till here and till here. The other places you couldn't have. Okay. So what I have done over here is, yeah, I have done till j minus d plus 1. As I am moving to d positions towards my left, but I have to ignore that 1 because I am already one step lower than that. Okay, I have to ignore that. Now I am making dp of ij plus dp of I minus k. dp of ij, dp of I minus k, this is nothing but the next k positions. Sorry, the next d positions. Rather d minus 1 positions. Okay. Now that I have had this, so I have found out how many ways I can come to that position from any step below me. Okay. What if I am at that specific position and I want to come at that position from any step at that specific level, right? For that, this condition comes. This thing comes into play. Now see one thing. Now comes the position that why I have used this BRR. Okay. Let's say if you are having this, now for this specific position, and let's say you're having this specific position and this specific position. Okay. It may happen that from this position you can also come to over here, and from this position also you can come over here. Okay. Now that you can come from this position to here, that means you can go from this position to here also. Okay. So when I am counting the number of ways to come over here, what did I tell you just now? You can't have more than 2 in one specific row. So I have to ignore the possibility of this. Because if you're moving from here to here and then coming from here to here, so there is an infinite loop, right? So you can just go into a circular manner. So that is the reason I am having a different array only that is going to store the values. The values are going to be as it is over here, but I am having a separate value, separate array which is going to store the market. Which one? Market. What I'll have is like I'm going to store the values of that specific row and then I'm going to override them into the DP. Okay. I'm storing the values of that currently visited block. Yeah, we can do it also like that also. But what I want to keep it clean and like changing it into ash. I get it, I get it. That you're talking about that specific problem, na? That island problem. If I'm not wrong, that there's a DSA problem called something islands, so something like that. I think you're talking about that problem, similar to that, yeah. After that, I write it over here, so I can find out the topmost layer, whatever the number of elements are there in that DP. I can add them and get the answer. But the main thing that I haven't told you till now, that is how to remove this T8. We are okay with it. Like the answer is going to be right. It is a proper answer. Okay. But I am getting a TL. How to remove it? See, there is a pattern over here. Okay, you didn't get. Okay. But anyways, it's the same thing. You got the wrong answer. I got a TLE, so it's the same thing. Like the thing is that I could have coded it. It was just because of time. Okay, I couldn't code it. See, the pattern is this: that whenever you're going to take any array, it is nothing but a contiguous array. Okay, it is not something that you're taking one element from here, some other element from here, then some other element from here. It is not at all at a dearranged pattern. It is a contiguous array, which means you can have a prefix sum for a specific row. If you have the prefix sum, you can get the sum of all the elements from here to here, and then you can add it over here. Okay, what is the complexity to get the prefix sum? It is nothing but big O n, right? It is nothing but big O n. So you can do it in big O n squared, or big O m into n in this case. I was doing it in big O m into n into d, but now you can do it in big O m into n. The same thing goes for this also, because you know that if from here you can move on till over here and till over here, which means you can move on till over here also, because this is a lesser distance. So what you can do is you can sum up all of this. Explain with example. I did not get it. Okay. Let's explain with an example. Um, which one do you want me to take? Should I take this one? Let's take this one. Okay, 341. 341. Okay. I took 341. I'll explain you with 341. It will be good enough for you. Okay. I'll explain you good. Now see one thing, that the fact that uh, you may see that I'm putting this XX hash hash. So what I'll prefer doing is that I'm going to put this points. So let's say I'm doing it in a reverse pattern. Okay, just don't follow the code that I've written. Okay, because I have done it in a reverse pattern. So I'll do it in a reverse pattern for you to understand it better. The first column, it is going to be nothing but 0, 1, 0, 1. Well and good enough. You're done with it. Well, the next column, whenever there is a hash, you know it's going to be 0. Okay, you can ignore that. But only you can see also that I was only doing adjustments when there is a x. For hash, I was ignoring it. Okay. Now that there is a x, so for this, what I have to do, I have to find out the below, just below me. What is the length of the array that I have to check? It is 2 into 0 plus 1. Okay. Or rather, you could have done it like that also. Like if you are not comfortable with 0, 2 into 1 minus 1. Okay. If this was 2, you could have done with 2 into 2 minus 1. But for now, we are going to go with 2 into 1 minus 1. Because if it was 2, you could have taken all of these elements, right? But since it is 1, so you can only take this element. So you can have a prefix sum for this specific row, and you can get the sum of this element. And over here, you can print it. Keep it, store it. For this, there is also an x. So what you can do is, you can store the element this, the prefix sum of this. So it is 0. Now that you have done with 0, 1, 0, 0, now the condition is of the same level. Okay, I am done with the bottom level. Now I am going to go to the same level. So this is going to consider this, and this is going to consider this. Which means, let me write the BRR. This is 0. This is 0. This BRR is for this specific row. Okay. Now this was 1, right? This was 1. So it will be 1 plus this row. Okay. It will be nothing but this. The prefix sum of this. What is the prefix sum of this? It is 1. And for this, it will be the prefix sum of this. What is the prefix sum of this? It is also 1. Now if I override this, now it becomes 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay. Now let's use a different color. Okay. Now we are going to the last part. See, it is xx hash x. So this is a 0. This is a x, which means I have to check the next, just bottom this prefix sum. It is 0. Okay. For this x, I have to check the bottom sum. That is 1. It is 1. For this, I have to check the bottom sum. It is 0. It is 0. Okay. Well and good enough. We are okay with it. Happy with it. Now we know that this is hash, so this will be 0 by default. Now the same thing. I'll use a different color. This is a x. So you have to get the prefix sum of this. It is 1. Right? This is a x. Get the prefix sum of this. Oh, not this. The complete this, okay? So it is going to be 1. The question made you think in a DP way. Yeah. And this is the thing. This is a this. Okay? So this is a 1. Is it 3? I don't think it was 3. It was 2, na? Yeah, it was 2. I think I messed up something. Oh, no. The last one can't be. The last one isn't the one that I thought. The last one is this, right? This prefix sum. So it is 0. Now you have to override these values into over here. Okay? Override them. Make this 1. Make this 1. Now you have to find out the sum of the elements over here. It is 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay? Clear? Well, today was kind of hectic day, na? Like for me, it was hectic. Now, see, now the connection is so good, so damn good. Yeah, it is clear. It is so. See just see the bandwidth. Okay. Yeah, clear. Wait. If you look at the bandwidth only, then only you will get it. Okay. It is going as a proper clear green. 3228, 3381. It is getting higher because I usually stream at 3000 only. Okay, with a 3000 to 4000 limit. So anything within that limit is good, and it should become. I'm not pro man, but yeah, practice. Hello. Okay, so I don't think that much people will be watching this because there was a lot of issues from my end, and there was a good viewing at that time. Anyways, whoever watching this, just just leave a subscribe and like. Okay. So now it's time to rate the problems. I forgot to pin it. So let me rate the problems. Medium, easy, hard. Okay. I'm not good at drawing, man. I'm just using a mouse to draw. Okay. Yeah. I'm just using a mouse to draw. So yeah. HME. First one, two problem. The first two problems, it was very easy. I'll put it over here. A, B. C was a combination lock. What was combination lock? The one before this. Okay. That thing. It was okay. It was easy. D was also easy, I guess. E was a little bit of, I'll go to the medium section. I directly go to the medium section. And F was a little bit higher than medium, okay. And G was hard. I haven't gone through it, but I just had a look at it, and by the number of submissions on that, I think it was hard. Okay. So that's the rating for today's contest. Okay. So yeah, it was great streaming today after having such unstable. Should I solve questions around my rating? Oh, okay, okay. Submission, right. See, uh, around your rating, what I'll prefer. Okay, I think you can't see me. What I'll prefer is that do one thing. Go with your rating. Like if you're doing your rating problems quite easily, so in that case you can try to get a little bit higher than your rating. Okay, I am not active because like job and stuff, and I'm kind of a little bit of upskilling myself on development stuff also. So yeah, that's the reason I'm not getting active these days much. And I was also working on my setup. I don't think I will be able to show you guys. Okay, this is what my setup looks like. Okay, this is my screen. Okay, I'm thinking of putting some like good lightings. So yeah, that is also a thing. I was working on my setup also. Can you suggest topics? Should I solve? Okay, just a minute. Can you suggest topics tags to focus for beginners? For beginners, if you want to do CP beginners, uh, a very underrated thing. Okay, binary search. Go for it. Binary search, bit manipulation, and binary search, bit manipulation, and constructive. Yeah, constructive. Mm, apart from that, two pointer. Yeah, two pointer. You should go with. No, I'm talking about like I was thinking about the underrated ones. Binary research is there. Any resources? See, I by myself I am not a very good follower of resources because I haven't done anything with some resources. But I'll prefer that you should go on with this Striver SD sheet. Okay, that is a good one. Or if you want to go into CP, so you can also follow Striver CP sheet. Okay, so both of the sheets are good. Like Striver is having a good sheet, I think. Apart from, I'm not naming the other institutions, but I think Striver is having a better one because he's trying to put it into the mainstream, but the mainstream is not getting it. Okay, so about CP and DSL, not about DSL, about CP, I'll tell you that CP is not a main. Our senior CP shit is the base. I haven't gone through it. Okay, I don't know about it. Acha, you're asking me to ask some senior which CP shit is the best. Okay, should I solve question? Yeah, I think you texted me. Yeah, should I solve question around my rating? Or I am able to solve AB in division 2, then I should upsolve C in as many as previous contest. Okay, you were talking about Ask Senior. Okay, so that is a C. That is a CP sheet. Okay, okay. See, my Gene, what I'll tell you is that do one thing. If you're solving like this is a condition that even to like these days, even I sometimes face this kind of condition. Okay, Even I kind of sometimes feel face this type of conditions. Now, do you know why this happens? It is because like sometimes the question of C is quite hard. So first of all, you have to understand this. It is not about the fact that everyone is doing it, so that's the reason. Like why couldn't I do it? Sometimes it is not like that, because if you look into Telegram, so there are a lot of people who just post the solutions over there. I think this F had so many solutions. No, not this F. This E had so many solutions over here, but I didn't find like it sometimes feels like you put on so much of effort on a question, end up finding that there is someone who has uploaded the solution, and you are doing just like it's not worth it. It's not making the ratings good. Okay, so yeah, solve around your rating, and if you can, try a little bit higher. Okay, what I'll tell you, it doesn't matter even if you can't do it. Just try. Okay, if you want to see my setup, I was showing you this now. Okay, so this is the keyboard, this is the mouse, and this is my monitor. Okay, this is the monitor that you are seeing. Okay, so first I'll just okay, this is the monitor screen that you are seeing. This is my keyboard, and this is my mouse. Okay, so yeah, after I will work, I will try to make this more better. I'm working on development. I'm doing some stuff. I'm doing some self improvement stuff also. So yeah, that's the reason I won't be able to be much active, but I'm trying to be as active as possible. Okay. Okay, so that's it from my side. Thank you.